Coach, when you're ready.
Welcome, Queen Annette Oliver, branding and strategic planning and design extraordinaire Dwight Eubanks, to Champagne and Conversations. How are you?
We are amazing right here in wonderful LA, this beautiful weather on a sunshiny day with the wonderful oranges and mangoes. And
no peaches.
no peaches. Oh, they got plenty of lemons.
we love the orange.
Making lemonade.
Yes. Well, cheers to you guys. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an amazing conversation today. We are having a kind of exclusive conversation after the gala, the Oscar events, all of the fabulosity that's happening in California. And we're happy to be here and hear all about it. So thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for
having us.
Absolutely. So, Annette, you were saying that there is tea. We have got to just get into it. What, how, and why? You all did an amazing gala, and it was to honor the legends, Felicia Rashad, Cheech. It looked as if you had some other amazing guests. Debbie Allen was there to support her sister, and Cedric the Entertainer hosted. It just looked like an amazing, amazing event. So let's talk about that. How did it all begin for you guys, and rolling out the red carpet?
Well, it was a purple carpet.
Oh, okay. Purple.
So
okay.
It's so ironic. The Gala started in 2018, and the founder of the organization, I met her at a trade show in Las Vegas, and she says, "Hey, I have this great concept and idea, and I know you're an event producer, and I would love to collaborate with you." So a couple months back, we found ourselves in Los Angeles, and we found a beautiful venue. We were going to do a collaboration with a nonprofit organization, and about a week before, it fell through. So with 7 days left, we had to basically find a place, and I actually am good friends with the Ann family who owns Cross Station Restaurant.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They had just opened the district, and they had opened the district and third, a couple blocks down. And I called them and I said, I need a venue, and this is my budget. And we went in and did the first year, and it was very successful. Pulled off in 7 days, very successful first event. So the second year, when it came around, I was like, if we're gonna do this right, and it has to become iconic, there's one person that I have to pull in to get it done and do it the way it's supposed to be done. And I called Dwight, and he actually has been the owner of the Purple Door for the last 35 years. 34.
Okay.
Yeah. And not only that, as we know, hair is his passion, and nobody can tell him about hair and fashion. But when it comes to design, aesthetics, and a man of fine taste, it comes down to he's packaging that. So I couldn't do it without him. And since then, we've been rolling 2019, and this would have been our 6th year, but we just came back 2-year hiatus. So this was our 4th annual.
Right. Well, welcome.
And hence, purple, we always do a purple carpet because it signifies royalty. So, yeah.
I love
so it. That's how the purple came into fruition with this organization, and and thinking outside of the box. I said we have to do something different. And purple, we have just adopted that color for royalty, wealth, and power, strength. And that's what this organization is all about, diversity and many different groups, not just one. It's all about inclusion.
Yes.
And when they presented it to me, I thought, well, this would be perfect, because so often that, we are not included into so many things. And so we have to create our own platform. And that's what this was all about. And, I don't remember who they honored the first couple of years, but we was just having a conversation. Oh, yes, Shirley Ralph was the first. And the list just kept building, and we just sitting around a round table and said, we have to honor Felicia. And we have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with Felicia. Well, we go way back. And she wouldn't even remember when we first met, but we first met on the Spelman campus of the Cosby Show. I just gotten out of beauty school, and I was on set. That was my first job, still in beauty school, and I did hair for that set. But she wouldn't remember that, and I've never brought it up to her. But we worked on some other things, and word of mouth, and it's interesting how life has certain corners and turns that we just never know. I could have never orchestrated the relationship. It just happened. And we were sitting there having dinner in LA. And I said, well, let me just call her. And I called her and she says, oh, sure, Dwight, I'll do anything for you. Because that's the way that she talked, her grace, her poise. And to know her, you will have to love her. And she agreed, and the rest is history. And I think it was just so perfect for the occasion. Same thing with Renee Lawless, and
Cheech.
Oh, that's our love from Haves and Have-Nots. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which a Tyler Perry project, and met through that. And it's about relationships.
It's about building relationships
and
maintaining them.
And that's what's important. It's not about a one-time gig or one-time situation. It's about treating people the way that you want to be treated in respect. Absolutely. And when you have that for over the years, it's easy. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is round, and it keeps going that way. So it was amazing. Cheech was just amazing.
Hilarious, amazing.
Person.
Funny, I'm sure.
We went to a fit, and he's like that in real life. What you see on camera is what you really get. And we were out in his backyard, and he's picking our lemons. It's hard for me to be in California or anywhere where fruits and vegetables are growing and passing by and don't pick them. So I just feel like I need to be. It's a country.
I was going to say that's the South in you.
And I just feel I need to. It was particularly when you see them on the ground. It's like you need to go pick them up.
Okay, we be driving by, and he said stop. Or if he's driving, he would pull over, and I'm like, "Where are we going?" And he would just go to the people's yard and start picking the lemons from the tree. Because that's how they grow in Los Angeles.
I love it. I'm fascinated with it. The flowers, the birds of paradise. I mean, the branches.
Yes, I love that.
If I lived here, my house would just be filled with the lush life of the outside.
I love birds of paradise. Mine don't live
they're everywhere. They're on the side of the street. Why even sell them in the stores? It makes no sense. When you can just go cut them.
Well, I guess everyone has to have some sort of enterprise, right? They know that is the one thing that people love. So maybe the soil is different when they sell them.
Well, maybe I don't think so, but that's what this organization about is: the arts, the creativity, and having the flexibility to create beauty. And it's been a amazing project. Challenging, yes, but
hard work.
What were some of your challenges? I want to know the backstory on you all creating this fabulous event, because of course we just sit and enjoy the ambiance, we enjoy the recognition and all of that, but we know that your labor, the fruits of your labor, have to actually happen. So what is that like?
Well, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of parts. It's a lot of people that you have to get engaged and get them involved to make it work. And this is a new organization, so we don't have that capability. So we have to make it work.
We have to wear many hats.
We're right.
So sometimes we're actually wearing many hats. The face, the chief cook and bottle washer.
Right.
That's it's right here.
The scars, the cuts, it's there. And this year the organization brought in a group of people that came in to assist me with the floral design and what have you. And
one of them actually had to ask me, is he hands-on?
Right. And to just not know me and know me from other television situations, whatever. You just think it's just a pretty handsome face, which it is, and just a beautiful suit, and which it is.
Which it is.
But I would get up on a ladder with the suits and the shiny shoes to make it happen. Because we don't have time to go back and forth about what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. We are in the mode of this is what has to be done.
Sure.
So therefore, you're put in many situations that let's get this thing done, particularly when the doors are opening in 30 minutes and the carpet is not laid. The logos are not on the green walls. I don't have time to go look for somebody to do it. You have to be able to know how to do it. And I tell people all the time, if you're going to open a business, you need to know everything in that business, how to do it. Because the chef is not going to show up one day if you have a restaurant. The person that washes the dishes or somebody that cleans the bathroom is not going to show up, and you cannot open that business with a fucked up bathroom. Excuse my language. But anyway, my sorry about that.
That was you.
Turn it off. I thought I turned it off. I'm sorry. But
it was your background music when you just said that. It's just like the
it
broadcast.
It was perhaps
it was perfect. Especially you.
We're always
sad, like, okay.
But poor Annette. It's just really interesting. All of my business partners have always been women, good ones. I've had some other business partners that were not so good. But just so happened, all of my female business partners have always had kind of my personality. Sure. And that's what's good about Annette.
I know, she's great.
5 o'clock in the morning, she's out there pulling up carpet,
Yeah, everybody left.
Everybody's gone, but again.
Everybody leaves the party at 12. Right. And that's what works and how our dynamic works with us, because we know what it takes to make it happen. And if sometimes you can't be bothered with someone's personality, someone who doesn't want to do it. And I always say, the reason I'm still standing, the reason we're still standing is because we know the struggle, because we're in it every day. And we don't mind if we have to sweep the floor. We don't mind, we have to do it. And it's probably the way we were raised. Yeah. No job is too small. I remember a couple of years I was driving through in South Carolina, and this guy, his name was No Job Too Small. It always reminds me, it makes me laugh, because you have to take on that approach as a business person and successful. You have to basically be able to, if something needs to be done, it's not beneath you. Like, I've been to events where I'm actually creative director or the producer of the event, or and I would go and I would realize, hey, the program is about to start. First dinner is finished, and there's still plates on the table. And I would look around, and if I don't see anyone, and if I do see someone, I'll start taking up the plates in my 5-inch heels, because you have to basically be able to know that, you have to do anything. Sometimes I remember one time I was at an event, and I had a disagreement with someone, and they said, we need to speak to your boss. And everybody was like, well, she is the boss, because I was actually doing something that she thought maybe, someone else should have been doing. But that's why the dynamic works, because we don't wait on someone. I see Dwight, he gets in there and do the work. He does the work. And that's so admirable about him, because despite all the fabulous things that you see on television, when people get to meet him and know him, they're like, oh my God, he's so freaking down to earth. He's for real. And not only that, he is one of the people that I would consider a true friend, you know. And those things are rare, you know, especially in your business, in this business. If he says he's
what's one of your favorites, your favorite events that you produced?
You know, I don't. They're like my. They're like.
Can I say my favorite one? Phaedra's.
No, that was okay. My favorite event, now that I think about it, was when we moved from the West End to Edgewood Avenue, our grand opening, which was it's right there at 7585, which is Expressway. And
not Shit by Sheree?
Shit by Sheree.
Wait.
I'm just kidding. But it was a parking lot under the bridge at that time, and a lot of the homeless people slept there. So I went to the city at that time. I can't remember who the mayor was, but I told him I wanted to do this fashion show under the bridge. And everybody looked at me and was like, you want to do what? And then they was like, that's where the homeless people sleep. I was like, but that's the space, because the salon didn't have enough space to have a sit-down dinner for 350 people. So I didn't want to go to a hotel and then have to come to the salon, because I wanted to drive the people to the salon. Mm-hmm. So we blocked the street off on Edgewood. We blocked off the access road, which was I'm right there. Next to me is a fire station, and then the bridge. So they looked at me, it's like, you want to do what? I was like, yeah. So the city allowed me to do it, and we piped and draped the circumference of the pressure washed it to get that smell out. We had linen tablecloth. Chef Deborah Van Treese has been a long time friend. Again, going back to relationships. She did the food. Linen tablecloth, crystal, the whole 9 yards, like an 8-course meal with a 90-foot runway, and we had some amazing designs. That was my most outstanding, because it gave me the freedom to create. You know, we had chandeliers in there. Of course, we had fabulous flowers. We had marvelous
never do an event without a chandelier, some chandeliers.
Well, you know, it's fine.
And this was under the bridge.
It's for me. I mean, it's a lifestyle. Eating is a lifestyle, and it's about pairing up spirits with foods and complementing them. And I did some work for another company years ago where that was my job, was an ambassador and pairing up food and educating people, different spirits and what foods and profiles and vegetable profiles pairs up with food. So, you know, I'm a foodie. So it's just everything that I do are the things that I love, and it does not work. And I feel that work should not be work. It should be what you love to do. If you love cleaning the bathroom, that should be your profession. And so
be the best bathroom cleaner.
Be the best one that you
stripper on the pole.
Be the best. And the money will come. Next one. But don't give what you can't give me as a computer and tell me to do something with it. I'm lost. You know, give me a piece of paper, a pencil, and I'm good. You know, but computers,
you have your team to do that.
And I guess, and when I was introduced to computers, I got to put in all this information in my phone, and somehow I got to Z and everything disappeared. I was like, oh, I'm done. So I've never came out of that shock of that horrible experience. I'm scarred for life. So that's why Annette
we'll keep you on the design side.
24 hours, you know, I'm driving, she's on the computer. So we all have a significant part to play. Yeah. And when you stay in your lane and do what you do and don't cross over, it works.
Yeah.
Yes. So
that's what made this event the success. I can't imagine it happening without us. I just don't know another duo or another group of people that can do what we do in a short notice. You know,
and that's the part, because Annette is always like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. But you all host events all over the globe, actually. So
The
you're
world.
based out of Atlanta, and we know you, of course, from a lot of your fabulous events with the Real Housewives. So just bringing everyone up to speed. Dwight Eubanks, you would probably have seen him on doing the events for, as Annette stated, for Phaedra. And I think I did hear you just say She by Sheree, but we're gonna go to the next one, which is now Mimi, and you've done events for so many of those young ladies.
Lisa
So
Nicole.
Yeah, Lisa Nicole. I mean, the list is long, it's not short.
yes, okay,
So, but again, it's been 30 something years. I started out in fashion. Fashion was my background in fashion shows, fashion production, and then it just kept going and going and going. And here we are at our Oscars after party.
now you're designing
40.
runways and
Yeah.
outside venues and courtyards and all of that amazing stuff. So your gala that you all had, any highlights you want to share from the night? I mean, the Oscars was full of highlights, so I know you guys have something you can share.
Well, we
Anybody
had a little
some
situation.
cocktails?
Let's say this. We had a little situation.
The
What did
situation.
they say? An entanglement.
An entanglement.
If you must.
You all had an entanglement at the purple carpet?
Yes, we did.
We getting an exclusive.
Well, it was just really an unfortunate situation that we just all need to just take a breath and breathe and reset and go on pause because there's so much going on in the world. And first of all, mental illness is real, and it's something that the world has to deal with.
Absolutely.
And, we just got to do better. We got to get better. We just have to do better.
Yes. So you kind of skated over your incident, though. You haven't told us what that was. Are we gonna find out what happened?
Well, it was, the Oscars had some situations going on at the Oscars. I don't know if it went over the internet and went viral that this is the thing to do tonight. We had a situation very similar to the main stage. So our stage was not as big as the Oscar stage, but we had a little situation going on the carpet. So, but we're dealing with that and we're addressing it. And some of it is out of our control that we can't really talk about at this time, but it will be dealt with. It will not be shoved under the rug like that situation has been. And I'm not saying that they have shoved it on the rug at the Oscars, but this will be handled a little bit different.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this didn't happen to any one of you guys specifically, right? This was,
Oh, no.
Okay. I was gonna say, did it? Let me just wait.
No,
Hold on.
no.
Okay.
Certain things we just not gonna do. Okay. And at
So
some point in your life,
yes.
I think people know what buttons to push.
Yeah.
And these, it's kind of like, growing up in church, if you ever went to church, and your mother gave
You have
you
to stay in church nowadays.
Right. And a lot of us need to go back to the church, who has not been to the church.
Who have not visited, you can visit online. Yeah.
So your mother or your grandmother or Sister Mary or Deacon Carter or somebody just looked at you and gave you that look.
That's right.
And you knew to straighten up.
Straighten up.
You just get one ass whooping. You got multiple ones. So if you cut up in church, you were snatched in church during communion. So somehow we have gotten to relax and allowing bad behavior to go on and not go addressed. And
but it was, even though you did say that, we actually had a difference in opinion because Dwight thinks that the slap was justified, and I thought it was a joke.
no.
And people make bad jokes, and we always says your grandparents taught you blows is kind, what words is kind, right?
Right.
But blows is not.
Right.
Sticks and stones can break my bones. I thought if it was someone else who made that joke, if it was a white guy, he would have not gone there because he know the consequences.
The night would have continued.
Or if it was, say, Future, he would not make that joke. He would all say Mike Epps make that joke. Even Kevin Hart make that joke. He wouldn't have gone dead because he know they would have come out of that tuxedo and whoop his ass. So I'm just saying, sometimes people pick battles.
Well, you know, again, if we don't know what a person is going through at that moment, you know, and again, I think being that the year that we've had with the entanglement and everything else of the family,
that's our favorite word.
Right, I love that. I love a good entanglement. Don't that sound really sexy?
I like that.
Imagine that. Ooh, yeah.
That's how it caused all of this controversy.
But you know, that I'm sure that contributed to it. And at some point, you just got to say, I've had enough. You know, and once you keep being pushed and pushed and pushed, you just explode. And I think he just.
Do you do that at main stage? Do you do that?
To me, what took me back, Chris Rock wasn't in his face, right? So it take a lot for you to walk. That was about 100 yards dash to the stage and the tank. And Chris wasn't expecting it. So his hands was down. But Chris, I'm gonna say this to you, bro. You from Brooklyn. You don't let nobody walk up with you.
He understood
he wasn't
the
out
assignment.
on the street in Brooklyn. He was in the house in Brooklyn. You know, there's a difference.
He understood that the night had to go.
But y'all asked, what's Chris Rock's brother? Tony. That couldn't have been Tony Rock because he would have been getting a beat down.
But it's a different. But see, had it been me,
a different level.
Let me put myself in Chris' position. Okay. Had it been me, and I saw my Will coming toward me, and I made that comment, he knew he was going to get ass. Okay.
Well, yeah, he didn't know what was going to happen.
You know,
he says,
that was your sign to take off running. I don't give a.
Not run.
The camera's rolling or whatever. They had to get that ass backstage. It wouldn't have been out front.
And that was a punk ass slap too. He just rocked him. And
he thought it was not even real.
He didn't mean to really hurt him. You know, I just need
we thought that was not real.
That we're gonna stop this thing here right now. You know, and again, going back to the church, if you cut up in church, you get discipline in church. We don't make no concession of your bad behavior. Not saying that it was bad or good, but it was dealt with. Now we know. Don't say nothing negative about Jada. And the other part,
but you know what? She's gonna be. Let me tell you, the comedians on the road, they done start writing the jokes.
Oh no! They got a doll. They got a dual doll. And then the song came out. I don't know who did the rap, the lyrics to the song. That the song was brilliant. I mean, but again, that's what we do as a community of color.
But that's what we do as
in
the world of comedy.
And that's the one thing. If we just came together as a people, as one, like the other persuasions do, and put our resources together and support each other. I mean, the white people, Asian people, all these other people. What I mean by that is they stick together. And
they don't take it so personal.
Right.
It's comedy, and that's what that was.
If we put our resources together and support each other businesses like they do, the world will be a threat, and the world knows that.
So that's why we were so disappointed in that action, because we are making strides to become one, to be better, to move as a unit, to show our strength. And then the breakdown happens at a fine moment. And we can all appreciate a fine moment.
No, I don't think the breakdown happened. And our Black queens need to be protected more. And our Black men and brothers and fathers need to protect our women better than what we do. a better
Well, he
job.
could have just said, "Let me see you after the show." You
No,
don't
no.
have to react in that way until
You,
after the show.
you deal with bad behavior when bad behavior presents itself.
On
That's
live
my,
TV when we
that's
are
how,
now celebrating the rest of the success, right? Because, like, say for instance, you were co-producing that event, you would have been up and with your mic and like, whoa, 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 we're not doing this, not while I'm here producing this, right?
you're right. And the organization should have had better control of the situation in the house. I don't care how many celebrities in the room in their front row, they should have had better.
Did you see Lupita's face?
Yeah,
She was
shocked.
But I think everyone was shocked. I think it was pure,
But
like
again,
everyone was in like a total dismay. Like, what has just happened? This cannot be, this was not real. This has to be a
well,
joke.
again, we go back to Kanye when he took the trophy, the award from Taylor. At some point,
That
when
looks
you
like
see
ice
something
cream
that,
and cake, considering.
but when you see something that's, production crew know what's script and what's was supposed to happen next. When you see something go wrong, somebody should have jumped in and stopped it from the organization. It should not have
Even
gotten.
him approaching the stage. I'm saying now we got to have security at the stage.
You should have it everywhere.
Yeah,
I
say that now for sure.
What if it had been another situation?
Yeah.
Somebody that was not a part of it, and
Right.
mental illness. We have to always have our guards up and out, and
Yeah,
that's just my
agree.
opinion. We got to
I agree.
have our guards up and defense up and be prepared for the worst.
Yes.
So hopefully the networks have learned something from this situation, and we can move on. This too shall pass, and it will.
So speaking
But
of
what
Kanye,
would be the next incident?
well,
When will the next entanglement happen, and who will it come from? Is my question.
we'll make sure that we do episode 2 when it happens. Okay, so you keep me posted on
Will
entanglement. Yes. Speaking of Kanye, you guys were set to host another event coming up for Grammys this week, and let's talk about that to the degree of your process already. Like, how much of this had you already kind of laid out and began to plan, invite? What were your honorees going to be like? That kind of thing for this particular event, or can you discuss it?
We can't touch on it
Okay.
much, but it actually was going to be celebrating Grammy over the Grammy weekends, and it actually was called Grammy Noah, celebrating everything Black. And Kanye actually was going to be getting a year day in Las Vegas on Saturday, and we actually had a couple of stuff planned around the event with a couple of great sponsors and partners, and they all was in support of everyone, including ourselves, was in support of Kanye even after they pulled him from the Grammys. But I think he himself just pulled himself from the event.
Okay.
From the event, it wasn't a decision made by the Grammys. Once they said that announcement, we was like, yes, well, everybody's gonna come now and support him because he does have still a lot of support in our community and in our culture. So we actually were very excited and was like, yeah, let's still move forward and do it. But I think him and his team decided to make maybe whatever executive decision that he was going to remove himself totally from the entire Grammy weekend. So that's it on that part, and we love him, and we wish him the best. I know he's gonna figure out how to rebounce, and he isn't dumb. He's gonna figure out his situation. His next move. He's a strong guy, and
yeah. I mean, and considering this situation now, it takes some of the energy or direct attention off of him at this time, I feel, because now something else has happened. So maybe that'll give him a moment to breathe and figure it all out. You're laughing, Dwight. You want to say something? Go ahead. The
So
floor is yours.
I'm speechless for now.
No, you're
I
not.
always have
Um,
an opinion, but you know, I think, my opinion, I think Kanye has enough choices that he can make because he's driving his own car.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in control of his world, and I don't ever think we should ever be put in a situation where we can't control our destiny.
Absolutely.
And at some point, you got to step away and take charge and take ownership and make better choices and be able to walk away and move on because life does go on. You know, we've all had bad situations, horrible situations, but what you don't do is stay down. You get up, you dust yourself off, and you move on.
Yeah.
And the longer you dwell in a situation, the more toxic it gets. And nobody wants to should be in a toxic situation. And I think Mr. West it's not a good place. It's just too much negative energy to be focused on your next move about something that you can't control. You can't control what other people do, but you can control what you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's where this needs to stop and cease and decease and move on. You know, let it go. They have beautiful children. Love on your children. You know, spend time with them because one thing is for sure, and we have all experienced it. The last 2 years let us know life is fragile and how short it is. And it's just too much time, you know, too much energy. And it's illness, you know, stress causes illnesses. And it just does not, we all have toxic things in our body, but what triggered them, you know, and stress. Stress is one.
Yeah, and how you process it.
And how you process it. So this is just, let it go. Just move on.
Yes, we know it's
That's
easier
easy for me to say
when
because I'm not in that situation. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I say, you know, we know that it's easier said than done when feelings are involved. But at the end of the day, we do want to say, you know, everyone deserves, like you say, to move on, to be able to live your life. And you never know what's the next step for you. Could be even, you know, grand as you would think, oh, maybe not, but it could be like, oh, look, this was just connecting the dots too.
But if you're stagnant and you can't move forward, you can't go to your left, you can't go to the right,
stuck.
you're stuck. You know, it's like you're stuck in quicksand. So you can't go to the next level. You know, this is not all. You know, I'm a strong, you know, my father was a minister, my grandfather was a minister. So I'm a strong believer in faith that God is preparing you for something else. This is not all of it. But in order to go to that next space, you got to let it go and move on. You know, and sometimes you just have to stay home and just don't move. Sometimes you say, peace, be still.
That's where I've been.
And be obedient.
All these time, get me out of here, please. I've been still.
Okay. And
it's time to get out.
When the power tells you to go to make a right turn, you make that right turn. Have you ever been just driving down the street and you left your home late for work?
Yes.
And just ahead of you was an accident.
Yes.
Had you not had that situation that you dealt with at home to cause you to be late, that could have been your life.
Absolutely.
That could have been you. So, you know, we can't create this ballet, this symphony. You know, there's a higher power that's telling us and taking charge, but you got to let that power do it.
Move.
You know, when God tells you to just be still and wait.
I love that.
You know, and that's what he has told us for the last couple of years. So many families haven't had dinner together. I mean, never in life and history has the church been closed. Never.
The church?
The church. You know, we said the church in the South. It's not the church. It's the church.
Well, it's back up and online, so we all.
You know, we had to go online, and then it made everybody be at home together. To have church, because you said the kids didn't want to go to church. You know, in our house, you know, if you didn't want poke beans and buying a sausage for dinner, you didn't eat. You know, your mothers are cooking this from over here. She got to go to Pizza Hut. She got to go to McDonald's. You know, it's just too many choices. Pull it back.
That's right.
Pull back. And kids just want parents to be parents. Parents should not be our friends.
Oh, I say that all.
It's just certain things that you just shouldn't do, in front of your parents. And I'd be like ready to snatch them up. You did what?
That is something.
So this is just where we are. So we had an amazing event.
Pandemic.
It was fabulous. The food was delicious. I mean, Boy did an amazing job with the food. And of course, all the spirits that.
Boy is my favorite. Now, this is back to the gala that we.
Yes, back to the gala.
Back to the gala.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Boa.
Yeah, they served these Chilean sea bass. You didn't even have to put it in. You didn't even have to chew it. You just put it in your mouth and it just went away.
That's it. That's what it does.
Elevated on your tongue, and the shrimp. The shrimp was delicious. Everything was amazing.
I had one shrimp all 12 hours.
All night.
All night. I was running and I was like, my lip, I felt taut. It was so dry, and I just grabbed a shrimp out the cocktail as the lady was passing by and plucked it in my mouth. I had one shrimp.
No, that's always the case when you're working.
Yeah, it is.
I always try to let my team eat before, so then you don't feel like you have to do that in the midst of, like, tell them come early so you can get a little bite before you get started.
So we didn't have time for nobody. We got a piece. But the Moulin Rouge Lounge outside was amazing. The jazz band had I can't remember who the DJ was, but he was amazing.
Can't realize he's great.
He was really great. So we had several different activations throughout the evening, and
we had a martini bar by Haku Vodka, which is our sponsor. Well,
you all had several sponsors, right?
Well, our partner was Bean Centauri. Okay. And so with Bean Centauri, we have a huge portfolio, and House of Centauri. So we had Make It Smart. So we had the Dark Liquor Make It. We had Make It. We had what's was that? The Make It Smart. Was it? House of Centauri had Make It Smart, and then we had Haku Vodka for Martini, and then we had Race Generation, which is a new portfolio on the Bean Centauri, and of course Cavassier. So we had about 5 bars plus the main bars. And then we had a black and woman owned, talking about diversity.
Young
woman.
Where is she from?
She actually is out of Fort Lauderdale. It's called Kemora Wine. Kemora. Kemorne. Yes.
And it was a good wine.
Black owned. You have to check it out. Her wine is amazing. It's out of California. Distill and distribute out of California, but she's actually out of Fort Lauderdale. She was actually our sponsor for Miami Swim Week, so she came all the way, and her wine was amazing. I was so proud of her.
And who was the champagne?
Champagne was, I think, 50-cent champagne, but it was on the house champagne.
Okay.
So,
and then we had the amazing, the talented, Fashion to the Stars. Jacob supplied us with wardrobe, because you have, for us, for me, for Annette, you have to have a certain level of fashion and style to set the tone. So we had drop dead gorgeous, beautiful chocolate model that was just so elegant and so graceful and so poised. We as people of color know how to shut it down. We did not come to play. We came to play. And they got they got it. So next year, for those that did not get it, you better start getting your tickets together now, your wardrobe. You got a year to get it together, because we go up, we don't go down. We go forward, we don't go back.
Yes, because that next year it will be the hottest ticket in town, like it was on Oscar night. So
we've already started planning. The blueprint has been laid out, and just stay tuned. Trust me.
Trust us.
And so what else do you guys have for 22? What's on your calendar?
Oh, we have a couple of stuff coming up.
Yeah, in fact, we have something that we're really excited about.
For next month.
For next month, so we're not going to speak about it now, but
so we'll post
30 days. I think this is going to be amazing.
Yes. We also have what we have after Grammys, we have Coachella for the younger audience. The young people keep us
Glad
young.
to see that
So we get in there with them. So we have Coachella weekend 1. We have some amazing brand launch at Coachella that we're doing. And then I know we're prepping for BT Awards, Essence in New Orleans. Soul
Are
Train.
you all doing an event for Essence?
Yes, we are. Soul Train. It's Soul Train also later this year. Back to New York Fashion Week, then back to LA Fashion Week. We have some amazing stuff coming up, so stay tuned.
And also Paris scheduled this year.
Yes.
Also Johannesburg.
We
have a project working on in Johannesburg. 2020 is in October in Atlanta. So it's a full schedule, a full season. We're excited about it. So just keep us
posted, and we can post it as well. But yes, share your social media, your website, so that we can follow your events.
What's your Instagram? Tell them.
Dwight Eubanks.
Just
at Gmail. Dwight Eubanks. Dwight Eubanks.
You were just about to give me your email. It was about to be like
email for the up close and personal of the event.
What's the hot taping app? You know what the hot taping app is.
And not Grindr or whatever. No.
What is the hottest taping app? He was thinking he was on their audition and talking about.
That's right. That's right. And Annette, give your social media.
It's at B Carib, BECARIBE. That's B Carib. And follow me. I'm not a big social person, but every once in a while, I may put something up there for you guys to, just keep it in. But
and you go live for us.
Sometimes it's just too busy for me. Yeah. To me, social media, it takes a whole lot. Sometimes it takes me a whole day to complete one damn post. I'm like, I understand. I forgot I was posting.
You have to realize we don't come from that generation. And it was interesting that somebody told Annette, we Googled him or they Instagram me or whatever it is, and they said, oh, we couldn't find nothing on him. I don't post.
Yes.
My work speaks for itself, and it's a word of. I don't advertise. I don't need to advertise.
Well, when he do post, he don't know how to post. Sometimes he put the picture, forgot to put the caption. I'm like, what's the point in that? Dwight, can you
it's training wheels. He can't be great at everything, right, Dwight? Like, don't charge me with that.
I told you from the beginning. Social media, technology.
That's right.
I'm left behind.
I said, Dwight, you just post a picture. What is the picture about? I think you're supposed to put some caption.
That's too much time.
He said, no, that's too much.
Enjoy the photo. Enjoy the photo. You don't need to know where I am. If you don't know where I am, you don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
Well, Google it. Google me. Figure it out. Somebody
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had an amazing hour with the wonderful and extraordinarily talented group. We have Annette Oliver. She handles a brand strategy and relations, and Dwight Eubanks handles the vision of, I'm sure, all of these amazing events and those that are coming up. I can't wait to hear about them, see them. Maybe I'll even be able to attend them soon.
Be able to sponsor them with some
yes, this is why I love you. See, the brand relations.
Title sponsor for marketing, advertisement, all of that. We need.
That's right. Money. This is why we love her. See how
we
she
don't
just
wake up looking like that. It costs. It costs. So we are.
That's it.
Look at this face. This face is just. I mean, it was already beautiful. You got it.
But it's darling.
Snatched now. Look at and that got her long hair.
Yes, I got on my long.
Oh, I checked. Yes.
That hair ain't cheap.
Makeup face done by Terrence. So anyway, we have to run because we have the amazing. We have to run because we have the beautiful. What's her name again? Rachel. I just met her a couple days ago. She is an amazing African American queen, and she's one of the new faces of Sheen magazine, Sheen TV.
Congratulations.
So we're about to go run and get an interview with her and give her some of the keys. And Mark, you guys know Mark from Sheen. He's been a long time Sheen contributor, photographer. He's the baddest runway photographer that you
Shout out to Sheen, yes.
Yeah, so we're about to run and say bye to you because we got to go. The Sheen guys are looking at us like, time's up.
Yes. Cheers. Thank
Good
you
night.
so much. Until next time.
Good evening. And
bye.